Introduction: Embracing the Path to True Freedom. Welcome to Surrender to Supreme Freedom, Bhagavad Gita Explained in Simple English, Audiobook. This book is a heartfelt exploration of one of the most profound spiritual teachings, the Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, the chapter that enlightens us on achieving ultimate liberation through surrender to the divine. It is an invitation to embark on an inner journey towards the discovery of true freedom and peace. In today's fast-paced world, burdened by the relentless chase for success, wealth, and recognition, many of us find ourselves feeling trapped, overwhelmed, and disconnected. The pressures of daily life often lead us to question the true meaning and purpose of our existence. This book seeks to provide solace and guidance to anyone seeking a deeper spiritual connection and longing for personal liberation. Drawing wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita, a timeless epic treasured across generations, this book unravels the teachings of Moksha Sannyasa Yoga by presenting its wisdom in accessible and engaging language. Through simplifying these profound concepts, we aim to make ancient wisdom available to everyone, regardless of their spiritual background or familiarity with the text. Benefits for the reader. 1. Clarity and understanding. The teachings are explained in simple, relatable terms, with plenty of examples and anecdotes, enabling even beginners to grasp the essence of the path to liberation. 2. Practical guidance. This book not only explores spiritual theories, but also suggests practical ways to incorporate these teachings into everyday life, guiding readers towards a more balanced and fulfilled existence. 3. Empowerment through surrender. It challenges the misconception that surrender implies weakness. Instead, it demonstrates how surrender to the divine is a powerful step towards reclaiming inner strength and freedom. 4. Real-world applications. Each chapter connects age-old wisdom with modern-day scenarios, allowing readers to see the relevance of these teachings in personal and professional life. 5. Inspiration and motivation. Steeped in positivity and hope, the book serves as a constant source of motivation to reflect, grow, and evolve towards one's highest potential. 6. Holistic well-being. By harmonizing the spiritual and material aspects of life, readers may find a greater sense of peace, reducing stress, and discovering joy in simplicity. As you traverse through the 12 chapters of this audiobook, you will be journeying alongside Arjuna, whose profound transformation is a testament to the power of surrendering to a higher purpose. Whether you are a seeker or someone starting on their spiritual path, Surrender to Supreme Freedom aspires to enrich your life, instill wisdom, and guide you towards the ultimate goal of self-realization and spiritual freedom. So come, open your mind and heart, and let's begin this transformative journey towards surrendering to supreme freedom, the profound liberation we've all been seeking. Chapter 1. Awakening the Inner Seeker. In the bustling pace of our modern lives, we often find ourselves caught in a relentless race, chasing after the tangible, success, possessions, and recognition. Yet, amid these pursuits, there lies a whisper, a gentle nudge within us, inviting us to seek something beyond the visible, something eternal and profoundly fulfilling. This whisper is the voice of the inner seeker, yearning to embark on a timeless journey towards spiritual awakening and ultimate liberation. Every journey begins with a question, a spark of curiosity that breaks through the monotony of everyday life. This curiosity is our greatest ally in awakening the spiritual seeker within. When we pause to question our purpose and seek deeper meaning beyond our routine, we take our first steps as seekers. This inquiry might arise in moments of hardship or during mundane tasks. The power of a question like, "Who am I beyond my roles and responsibilities?" can open doors to new realms of understanding. Consider the story of Ravi, a successful engineer deeply entrenched in his professional responsibilities. Ravi began noticing a lingering emptiness despite his achievements. One day, amid his busy schedule, he stumbled upon a serene park where he observed a child playing with utter joy, unobstructed by any worries. This simple scene stirred something within him, prompting questions that had lain dormant. When was the last time I felt truly alive? And is there a deeper purpose I haven't yet explored? Ravi represents each of us as we navigate the mundane complexities of life, unknowingly accompanied by the inner seeker, waiting for the right moment to awaken. This initial awakening is not about renouncing our obligations or fleeing to distant lands. Rather, it is about cultivating an openness to the mysteries of life and understanding the layers beneath our material existence. The Bhagavad Gita tells us that true wisdom begins with acknowledging our ignorance and being open to learning. Cultivating curiosity requires courage to embrace the unknown and question societal norms that equate success with material wealth alone. True liberation is not found in physical possessions, but in exploring the boundless depths of our consciousness. In Surrender to Supreme Freedom, we encourage you to embrace the role of the curious seeker. This means valuing experiences over possessions, prioritizing questions over answers, and embracing the notion that every moment is a potential window to self-discovery. Those who awaken their inner seeker are willing to confront life's big questions, understanding that these inquiries are pivotal in leading us toward a life anchored in peace and fulfillment. As you stand on the threshold of this journey, remember that spiritual seeking is not in conflict with living a full life amidst the world's demands. The awakened seeker harmonizes these realms, finding joy and freedom by connecting everyday experiences with deeper spiritual insights. This is the bridge from our worldly struggles to the spiritual quest for liberation, a journey that transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. Every moment offers a choice: to remain confined within the familiar or to explore the uncharted territories of spiritual freedom. Accept the invitation of your inner seeker. Let your curiosity guide you, transforming your path and offering a glimpse of the ultimate liberation that emerges when we surrender to the divine. Welcome to the beginning of an extraordinary journey. Chapter 2: Understanding True Freedom. In our modern world, freedom is often equated with the ability to do what we want, acquire possessions, or achieve certain milestones. We chase after these visions of freedom, believing that they will bring us happiness and fulfillment. However, true freedom is not about having the perfect job, the dream house, or financial wealth. While these things may provide temporary satisfaction, they often lead to a never-ending cycle of desire and discontent. To understand true freedom, we must look beyond our material pursuits and delve into something far more profound: liberation from within. Take a moment to consider a simple analogy: a bird in a vast sky. At first glance, the bird seems free because it can fly wherever it pleases. But what if the bird carries the weight of a heavy stone tied to its leg? Its flight is hindered, burdened by something external. In our lives, these stones symbolize our inner conflicts, attachments, and desires. Real freedom involves cutting away these burdens, allowing our true self to soar. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that true freedom comes from liberation from inner conflicts, the battle of desires within. These conflicts often arise when our true intentions are at odds with our goals and cravings. For instance, we may wish for peace and contentment, yet we chase after endless desires, believing they will fulfill us. This inner turmoil keeps us shackled, preventing us from experiencing genuine freedom. Consider John, a high-powered executive in a bustling city. On the outside, he has everything one could possibly want: wealth, a thriving career, and a luxurious lifestyle. Yet he often finds himself restless and dissatisfied. Despite his material success, he is bound by stress, fear of loss, and the relentless drive for more. John's story is a testimony to the idea that freedom isn't simply about having everything we desire. Rather, it's about being free from the clutches of desire itself. True freedom is experienced when we learn to let go of the illusions of control. It involves a subtle shift from accumulating riches to enriching our inner selves, from restless pursuit to serene acceptance of what is unfolding in the present moment. When we begin to let go of our attachments to specific outcomes, we open ourselves to a sense of profound liberation. The quest for freedom is not an abandonment of aspirations or responsibilities, but a journey inward, where we confront and understand the nature of our mind and desires. It's about recognizing that we are not the incessant demands of the mind, but the pure consciousness that observes it. This understanding gradually erodes the power that desires hold over us, creating space for authentic joy and satisfaction. To practice this, one might start by taking small, conscious steps towards non-attachment. For example, dedicate time each day to meditate or reflect on current desires and the true motivations behind them. Are they rooted in societal pressures, fear, or an authentic inner calling? This mindful practice helps in discerning what is truly liberating from what is merely fleeting. In essence, true freedom is about internal liberation. It is the lightness we feel when we let go of the shackles of our own making. It's the profound peace that emerges from aligning our lives with our innermost values rather than external validations. As we journey through these teachings, remember that true freedom, as taught by the Bhagavad Gita, is not found in the external. It is discovered within, where the heart finds solace and the soul experiences boundless liberation. Chapter 3: The Path of Letting Go. In our journey towards ultimate freedom and inner peace, one significant step involves learning the art of letting go. How often have we held on to things, feelings, or desires only to find them blocking our path to fulfillment? The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that true liberation comes from surrendering our attachments, which paradoxically feels like losing something, but is a profound act of gaining inner strength and clarity. Imagine a traveler carrying a heavy backpack filled with unnecessary items. As he walks further, each step becomes arduous, and the once enchanting journey turns burdensome. It's not until he starts removing the unnecessary weight that he realizes his journey is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. Our minds, much like the traveler's backpack, are often stuffed with attachments, desires, grudges, fears. And just like the traveler, our journey to inner peace becomes smoother as we start shedding what's unnecessary. Attachments stem from our deep-seated desires. We believe that possessing certain things, be it wealth, status, or relationships, will bring us happiness and fulfillment. However, this is an illusion. The more we cling to these desires, the more they control us, turning us into prisoners of our own making. Letting go is vital because it frees us from this cycle of endless dissatisfaction, enabling us to experience life in its purest, most serene form. Consider the story of Sarah. She was a dedicated professional who poured her heart and soul into her career, believing a promotion was her ticket to happiness. When that promotion didn't materialize, she felt devastated. Her identity was so intertwined with her professional success that the setback left her feeling lost. It was only when she started practicing letting go that clarity emerged. By reducing her attachment to the outcome, she discovered new passions and interests that brought genuine joy and satisfaction. In surrendering her rigid expectations, she found freedom. Letting go doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or goals. Instead, it implies releasing the hold they have over your well-being. It involves focusing on the journey rather than being shackled by the outcome. When we let go of our rigid expectations, we create space for growth, transformation, and opportunities unforeseen. There's a deep harmony, a profound tranquility that follows release. It's like relinquishing a tense grasp on a rope you've been pulling. It doesn't mean the rope is disregarded. It simply means recognizing that your worth is not solely defined by holding on to it. Additionally, learning to let go helps us dispel the clouds of judgment and ego. We often become blinded by our need for validation, fearing the opinions of others. However, when we let go of these fears, we discover a richer, more authentic connection with ourselves and the world. Practical steps can aid in mastering this art. Start with mindfulness and self-reflection. Spend a few quiet moments each day assessing what weighs you down. Write down your fears, desires, and grievances. Acknowledge them, then consciously decide to release them. Visualization can be powerful. Imagine these attachments as balloons and let them float away. Meditation practices such as focusing on the breath can act as anchors, guiding our mind back when it starts drifting towards old attachments. In essence, the path of letting go is about trust, trusting the process of life, trusting ourselves, and trusting that the divine, in its infinite wisdom, has a plan larger than our own. Embrace this path with an open heart and witness how life flourishes in newfound freedom and clarity. Chapter 4: Discovering Inner Peace Amidst Chaos. In the grand symphony of life, chaos often plays an unexpected tune. It comes unannounced and can leave us feeling overwhelmed, like a stormy sea against a fragile boat. Yet, amidst this turbulence lies an invitation to discover enduring peace within. How do we find this peace? Through understanding, reflection, and practice. To begin, let us consider a simple analogy: a calm lake. Even when strong winds ripple its surface, its depths remain undisturbed. Similarly, our external world may be chaotic, but our inner self holds the potential for profound tranquility. This chapter seeks to explore how we can anchor ourselves in this inner peace, no matter the chaos surrounding us. Embracing chaos with awareness. The first step towards inner peace is awareness. Recognize that chaos is a natural part of life's journey. It's like a complex dance of energies. Without it, life might lack growth and vitality. Instead of resisting or fearing chaos, accept it as an opportunity for deeper understanding and transformation. Imagine being stuck in a traffic jam, surrounded by honking cars and frustrated drivers. This scene is undeniably chaotic. In such moments, rather than succumbing to frustration, practice being a silent observer. Notice your breath, the thoughts arising, and the emotions passing. This awareness is not about suppressing what you feel, but acknowledging it without judgment. Through this practice, a space of calm begins to emerge within. Cultivating mindfulness. Mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in each moment, is a powerful tool for navigating chaos. Consider the simple act of drinking a cup of tea. When your mind is scattered, you may drink the tea absent-mindedly, missing the warmth and flavor. But when you bring your full attention to the act, noticing the aroma and temperature, a mundane activity transforms into a grounding and peaceful experience. In chaotic situations, pause and bring all your attention to your senses. This can be as simple as focusing on your breathing, noticing the rise and fall of your chest. Such mindfulness practices anchor you in the present, diminishing the power chaos holds over you. Releasing control and finding balance. One of the profound lessons from the Bhagavad Gita is the recognition of our limited control. We often exhaust ourselves trying to control every outcome, hoping to craft a perfect life. Ironically, this pursuit of control often breeds more chaos. To find peace, embrace the practice of releasing unnecessary control. This doesn't mean indifference or inaction, but rather a balanced approach to life's challenges, doing your best in any given moment while being open to various outcomes. Consider a gardener planting seeds. They can provide water and nutrients, but cannot control the exact moment the plant blooms. Creating a peaceful sanctuary within, developing a routine that nurtures your inner peace is paramount. This may include meditation, yoga, journaling, or spending time in nature. These practices build resilience, reinforcing your inner sanctuary as a refuge during chaotic times. Visualize a safe space within yourself, a sanctuary where chaos cannot penetrate. This space becomes a haven you can access whenever needed, filled with light and calm, untouched by the external world. Conclusion: the gateway to peace. Chaos, while inevitable, is not insurmountable. By embracing awareness, cultivating mindfulness, releasing excessive control, and nurturing your inner sanctuary, you open the gateway to lasting peace. As turbulent waves crash above, remember that the stillness beneath remains. By integrating these practices into daily life, you build a robust foundation of peace that, like a lighthouse through the storm, guides you through life's unpredictable seas. Thus, you begin to find solace in the certainty of your inner calm and enduring peace amidst the ever-unfolding chaos. Chapter 5. Navigating the Mind's Illusions. In our journey towards ultimate liberation, one of the significant hurdles we encounter is navigating the labyrinth of our own minds. The mind, much like a complex maze, often confines us within walls of illusions and misconceptions that obscure our path to spiritual freedom. To transcend these mental barriers, we must learn to discern reality from illusion, a skill vital for our spiritual evolution. The mind is an extraordinary tool, capable of incredible creativity and innovation. However, it can also become a source of entrapment. Often, the illusions we create stem from our fears, desires, and attachments. These illusions mask the true nature of reality, leading us astray into a tangle of misconceptions. Consider the story of Emma, a driven professional who was always pushing for success. She believed that happiness depended on achieving her next career milestone. Emma's mind had created the illusion that her self-worth was tied to her professional achievements. Despite her accomplishments, she felt a persistent void, an emptiness that could not be filled by external success. It was only when Emma paused and reflected that she recognized her mind's illusion. Her true contentment came from within, not from societal measures of success. Emma's story is a reminder of how easily we can fall into the trap of identifying our worth with our accomplishments or possessions. This illusion can distort our perception and keep us from realizing our inherent worth and spiritual nature. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that true freedom arises from shedding these illusions. It encourages us to live authentically, recognizing that our essence is beyond the transient achievements and failures we encounter. Think of your mind as a garden. Without care and attention, it can become overgrown with weeds. These weeds are the illusions and false beliefs we unknowingly cultivate. However, through awareness and mindfulness, we can tend to our mental garden, removing these weeds so that the flowers of clarity and peace may bloom. A practical example of this is learning to question our inner narrative. We often take our thoughts at face value without examining them. When confronted with a limiting belief, ask yourself, is this true, or is it an illusion created by my mind? By doing so, you create space for introspection and awareness, allowing you to see beyond the veils of illusion. One common illusion is the belief in control. Many of us feel we can predict and manage every aspect of our lives, leading to frustration and disappointment when life does not conform to our expectations. This illusion can be dispelled by embracing the unpredictability of life and trusting that even unexpected outcomes have their place in our journey. Navigating the mind's illusions involves realizing that much of what we perceive as reality is filtered through the lens of our biases and preconceptions. To move past these illusions, we must cultivate discernment, sharpening our ability to differentiate between what is real and what is not. In meditation, we find a powerful ally. By quieting the mind and observing our thoughts without attachment, we can see our illusions for what they are, temporary and often unfounded mental constructs. As you progress on your spiritual path, remember the importance of self-compassion. We are all works in progress, and the journey of discerning illusion from reality is lifelong. Celebrate each insight, using it as a stepping stone towards liberation. In surrendering the misconceptions of the mind, we edge closer to the joy and freedom that lie in ultimate surrender, the heart of what the Bhagavad Gita seeks to impart. Chapter 6. The Role of Intention and Action. In our quest for spiritual growth, the delicate balance between intention and action becomes our guiding star. Imagine intention as the compass that sets our direction and action as the vessel that carries us on our path. Without clear intention, our actions may drift aimlessly, like a ship lost at sea. Conversely, without action, our intentions remain dreams, never to reach the shores of reality. To truly understand this concept, let us reflect on an everyday example. A gardener cultivating a vibrant garden. The gardener, before planting a single seed, visualizes a lush, thriving landscape. This vision is their intention. It guides them in selecting the right seeds, preparing the soil, and providing the necessary nurture. Every act of weeding, watering, and tending to the plants emanates from this initial intention. Over time, their diligent actions bring the garden to life, transforming the bare earth into a tapestry of vibrant colors and life. Now, let's weave this concept into the fabric of our spiritual lives. Our intentions should be rooted in our deepest desires for growth and connection with the divine. They must resonate with a longing to transcend the superficial layers of existence and touch the essence of who we are. However, this longing alone is not enough. It must inspire meaningful actions that reflect our aspirations. Consider the story of Maya, a young woman feeling trapped in the cycle of stress and routine. Realizing she yearned for a deeper connection to life's purpose, she set an intention to cultivate mindfulness and gratitude. Her first step was simple. Each morning, she took a moment to acknowledge 3 things she was grateful for. She then set aside time for meditation, allowing her mind to settle amidst life's chaos. Gradually, these actions, aligned with her intention, transformed her perspective. She began to notice beauty in the mundane, finding peace amidst the noise of everyday life. Maya's journey illustrates a profound truth. When our actions echo our intentions, they forge a path to spiritual awakening. This alignment brings clarity, focus, and most importantly, transformation. It allows us to release the burdens of past conditioning and societal expectations, making space for authentic growth. However, this path is rarely linear. As we align our intentions and actions, obstacles will inevitably arise. Old habits, doubts, and distractions may tempt us to abandon our course. It is here that the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita become a beacon. The Gita reminds us that true liberation is found when we persevere with steadfast dedication, regardless of difficulties. We are encouraged to act without attachment to results, focusing instead on the purity of our intentions. This principle was beautifully exemplified by a humble teacher in a small village. Despite limited resources and an overwhelming number of students, she approached each day with the intention of making a positive impact. Her actions, though seemingly small, such as patiently listening to her students' dreams and giving more time to those who struggled, bore fruit over the years. Many of her students went on to achieve extraordinary things, crediting her unwavering support. Her joy lay not in their achievements, but in knowing her actions reflected her intention to nurture and empower young minds. So, let us remember, our intentions are the seeds, and our actions the nurturing force that gives them life. As we navigate this journey, we must continually reassess and realign, ensuring that our daily actions are a true reflection of our deepest aspirations. When we do so, we plant the seeds for ultimate liberation, a state where purpose and practice merge seamlessly, leading us to the joy of surrendering to the divine. Chapter 7. Surrender and Trusting the Process. In a world that often advocates for control, surrender may sound counterintuitive, yet it is precisely in surrendering to a higher power that profound peace and contentment can emerge. The Bhagavad Gita, through its teachings, enlightens us about the liberating process of letting go, trusting in the divine woven tapestry of the universe. Imagine you're on a canoe, paddling upstream in a rapid river. The effort is immense, the journey exhausting, and it seems as though the river's current continuously opposes you. Now, consider what would happen if you simply stopped resisting. By aligning with the natural flow, you conserve energy and discover a path that sees you ride the river's gentle guidance. This is the essence of surrender. It's less about giving up and more about finding alignment with the natural order of things. History offers us countless examples of individuals who chose to embrace the process of surrender. One such story is that of Nelson Mandela, who during his long imprisonment chose not to fight with rage, but to surrender and place his trust in a higher purpose. In trusting the process, Mandela found the strength to emerge as a beacon of perseverance and change, embodying peace that even years behind bars could not break. Trusting the process comes with understanding life is a mix of moments, some clear, others uncertain. The Gita teaches us that by surrendering control, we permit the divine orchestration to align with our true purpose, often clearer in hindsight. Consider the metaphor of being lost in a foggy road. While the path is uncertain and visibility is low, pausing to trust that the dot of light you see is indeed leading somewhere meaningful can keep you focused and moving. In our everyday life, this could mean several things: relationships, careers, personal goals. Sometimes life's uncertainties become overwhelming, leading to stress and anxiety with our unending need to micromanage every aspect. When we practice surrender, it is about trusting the divine timing and understanding that not everything requires our control or modulation. A simple yet powerful affirmation in times of doubt could be, "I am exactly where I need to be." Recognizing that each experience is a part of a divine plan helps relinquish not only control, but unnecessary fear that often accompanies it. By wholeheartedly placing trust in a power beyond tangible comprehension, there's a release of burdens, letting space for joy and serenity to enter. Consider a farmer who carefully plants seeds in spring. Despite tending to his plants, he understands that growth commands the patience and grace of nature. The sun, rain, and time will collaborate to manifest fruition when the season calls for it. His trust in this process mirrors our need to rely on the wisdom of the universe. When faced with setbacks, trusting that these experiences are stepping stones rather than hindrances can be transformative. This doesn't mean we halt action or fade into passivity. Surrender is active trust, not neglect. It harmonizes with a faith that works hand in hand with intention-talented seeds for the universe to nurture. The beauty of surrender lies in the transformative power it holds, freeing us from the chains of excessive worry and fear so our true essence can arise, unfettered by doubts. Embrace the simplicity and joy that comes with trusting your journey's unfolding, guided by a higher power with your best interest at heart. In conclusion, surrendering to life's divine process is the bridge from fear to freedom. Through practice, you can cultivate trust in the universe's blueprint, helping you glide past struggles and live contentedly, rooted in the profound belief of higher orchestration and love. Let this chapter serve as a reminder that within the virtue of surrender, there's a liberation waiting, enhanced by the quiet assurance of spiritual faith. Chapter 8: The Illusion of Control. Imagine trying to hold on to water with your bare hands. No matter how tightly you grasp, it slips away, flowing through your fingers. This is much like our attempts to control life. We often believe that if we plan meticulously or work harder, we can mold the world to our desires. But the truth is, life is inherently unpredictable, much like the ever-flowing water. This realization is the first step towards enlightenment, a journey where we learn to let go of this illusion of control. The nature of control. From a young age, society teaches us to set goals and work tirelessly to achieve them. While their intention might be to encourage growth and discipline, it subtly instills a belief that we can and should control our destinies. In reality, control is a comforting yet dangerous illusion. True spiritual freedom comes not from constraining life to our will, but from embracing what life offers beyond our plans. The struggles of control. Consider the story of David, a talented musician. He held a firm belief that his life would unfold according to his precise plans. When challenges arose, a canceled concert, unexpected health issues, his sense of control shattered, leaving him stressed and dispirited. The tighter he held on to his plans, the more estranged he became from his joy and passion. It wasn't until he learned to orchestrate in harmony with life's unpredictability that he found peace and renewed creativity. Relinquishing the reins. Surrendering the need to control is not synonymous with giving up or neglecting responsibility. It is about shifting perspective from meticulous control to trusting the process. When we try to control every detail, we often close ourselves to unforeseen opportunities that could bring greater fulfillment. Think of a gardener. A gardener carefully plants seeds, but understands that they can't control the weather or ensure every seed will sprout. They nurture the garden with patience and trust in the natural process, accepting both storms and sunshine. Similarly, when we release the chains of control, life often unfurls its beauty in unexpected ways. Gaining peace and understanding. By releasing our grip, we open ourselves to greater peace and understanding. We begin to perceive life's challenges not as obstacles, but as divine opportunities for growth. Trusting the flow of life alleviates the burden of constant worry about outcomes and disappointments. In the journey toward ultimate liberation, it's vital to ask ourselves, is the discomfort of relentlessly trying to control worth the peace we could achieve by letting go? In releasing the illusion of control, we don't resign ourselves to a passive life. Instead, we actively participate in life with an open heart and mind, never enslaved by the weight of expectation. The path forward. To practice surrender, start small. In situations out of your control, like waiting in traffic or facing weather delays, breathe deeply and acknowledge the situation as it is. Recognize your emotions, but don't let them dictate your actions. Slowly, this approach strengthens your ability to gracefully let go, leading to spiritual freedom and joy. Confront the illusion of control as a willing participant on life's journey. Accept its unpredictability, and in doing so, uncover a deeper, unfettered peace, the kind that liberates the soul and brings closer the ultimate surrender to divine existence. Chapter 9: Embracing Unconditional Love. In a world filled with desires, conflicts, and endless pursuits, there exists a gentle force capable of transforming our lives and the world around us: unconditional love. To truly understand and embrace this form of love, we must first shed our definitions shaped by worldly attachments. Unconditional love isn't bound by any conditions or expectations. It's about loving for love's sake, without hoping for anything in return. Imagine a toddler playing at the park, offering a flower to a stranger with pure delight. The child doesn't seek approval or reward. The act itself is enough. This innocence is the essence of unconditional love, a state of being in which we love freely without letting the ego interfere. But how often do we carry expectations into our relationships, even subconsciously, tampering our love with conditions? I will love you as long as you meet my needs. Or, I will love myself only if I succeed. These are chains that bind the heart. Unconditional love toward ourselves and others opens the door to true liberation. Let's delve deeper with another real-life example. Consider Jane, a single mom working 2 jobs to support her family. Her days are exhausting, and at times she feels overwhelmed and unappreciated. One night, as she tucks her sleepy child into bed, the child whispers, "I love you, Mommy," and nestles into her arms. Despite her fatigue, Jane feels a wave of warmth wash over her. At that moment, she isn't thinking about her tiredness, bills, or stresses. She feels a profound connection that transcends all challenges. This connection is unconditional love. This kind of love does not demand perfection from oneself or others. Instead, it forms the foundation for peace within and the world around us. The journey toward embracing unconditional love begins with ourselves. It requires patience and gentleness with our imperfections. Just as a gardener tends to each plant's unique needs without judgment, so must we nurture ourselves and others. There may be times when the mind, with its elaborate illusions and conditions, provokes the ego, whispering that loving unconditionally makes us vulnerable or weak. Yet, it is precisely through surrendering our ego's grip that we discover strength. With unconditional love, we rise above conflicts, set aside selfish motives, and create a ripple effect that promotes healing and harmony. Moreover, to embrace unconditional love is to practice forgiveness, both for ourselves. Holding on to past hurts constrains our hearts, blocking the flow of love. Releasing grievances transforms burdens into freedom. It's important to remember that forgiveness is not about condoning wrong behavior, but freeing ourselves from the weight it imposes on our spirit. Remember Clara, a woman who chose to forgive her brother after years of estrangement following a family dispute. Initially, the wounds were deep, and the distance seemed insurmountable. Yet, with introspection and the desire for healing, Clara released the pain she had carried for so long. Through forgiveness, she embraced unconditional love, leading to reconciliation and peace. To live with unconditional love is a constant practice, a conscious choice each day. The more we cultivate it, the more natural it becomes, like the sun that rises without fail, offering warmth and light to all without discrimination. In sum, embracing unconditional love leads us toward ultimate liberation by dissolving the ego's barriers and enhancing our connection with the divine fabric that weaves through all of existence. Our capacity to love without conditions mirrors the divine love that nourishes and sustains us all. As we close this chapter, take a moment to reflect. How can you bring unconditional love into your life? Perhaps it's through acts of kindness, practicing gratitude, or simply offering a smile to a stranger. Every small gesture of love contributes to the larger tapestry of universal harmony, guiding us toward liberation and the joy of existence in its purest form. Chapter 10. Living in Harmony with the Universe. Living in harmony with the universe is about aligning ourselves with the natural laws and rhythms that govern everything. It is in this alignment that we find a unique sense of peace and clarity, propelling us toward ultimate liberation. This chapter unravels the secret to living in sync with these universal laws and how doing so accelerates our spiritual journey. Understanding universal harmony. Imagine the universe as a vast orchestra, each star and planet playing its part perfectly. As human beings, we too have our roles within this grand symphony, yet often we become dissonant by trying to control outcomes or by acting against our true nature. The key to spiritual progress lies in recognizing our connection to this cosmic performance and finding our unique note to contribute. The law of rhythm. The universe operates in cycles. Day follows night, and seasons change seamlessly. Our lives, too, are governed by cycles of growth, rest, and renewal. By observing these rhythms, we can sync our actions with them rather than struggling against them. A simple example can be seen in the way we approach work and rest. Just like nature, which balances growth with dormancy, we must allow ourselves moments of pause to recharge our energy. Real-world example, balancing work and rest. Consider a hard-working professional who never takes time off, believing continuous work leads to success. Initially, productivity may increase, but over time, burnout sets in. However, individuals who understand and respect the cycle of work and rest typically experience sustained creativity, renewed motivation, and overall happiness. By adhering to the natural rhythm of exertion and relaxation, they create a harmonious work life, reminiscent of the seasonal cycles seen in nature. The law of interconnectedness. Just as every drop in the ocean is connected, every individual life is intertwined with others. Understanding this interconnectedness promotes compassion, cooperation, and selflessness. When we live with the awareness that our actions affect others and respond as stewards of this connected world, we begin to live in harmony with universal principles. Real-world example, the ripple effect of kindness. Imagine a kind gesture, such as helping a stranger with their groceries. This simple act not only uplifts the stranger's spirit, but also inspires them to pass on kindness, creating a ripple effect. This spreading of positive energy demonstrates how being mindful of our interconnection can foster harmony in the world. Embracing your authentic self. Living harmoniously with the universe also entails embracing your authentic self, acknowledging your gifts, and contributing authentically to the world. Just as each element in the natural world exists for a reason, each of us has a unique purpose that aligns us with universal flow. Real-world example, the power of authenticity. Consider an artist who, instead of pursuing widely accepted commercial trends, chooses to create art that speaks to their soul. Their authenticity not only brings them joy, but attracts an audience who resonates with their unique expression. In fulfilling their true calling, the artist seamlessly becomes part of the universe's greater plan, trusting the flow. Ultimately, living in harmony with the universe requires a deep trust in life's flow. It calls for surrendering our need to control every detail and to instead remain open to what comes naturally, believing that the universe supports us in every step. Aligning with these universal laws doesn't just make life easier, it is the pathway to spiritual liberation. As we learn to live in harmony with the universe, we unlock unprecedented freedom and joy, guiding us ever closer to our true selves and the supreme light of liberation. In concluding, remember that the journey to harmony is as much about the small choices we make daily as it is about the bigger life decisions. By being aware and intentional, you'll find yourself living more joyfully in the universal mellow. Chapter 11, Faith and its Transformative Power. In life's journey, each of us encounters turbulence and uncertainty. These moments test our resolve, our strength, and often our understanding of our purpose. Yet amidst this chaos, faith shines as a beacon, guiding us through even the darkest times towards peace and liberation. Faith, at its core, is trust in the unseen and belief in the possibility of the divine unfolding of our destiny. It is like the North Star, steady and constant, offering direction when all else seems lost. Faith transforms chaos into a fertile ground for personal and spiritual growth. Consider a simple seed planted in the soil. Initially, the seed remains buried, unseen, and surrounded by darkness. However, it holds an unwavering faith in its purpose, not only to survive, but to thrive and blossom when the time is right. This is a profound illustration of how faith operates within us. In the face of adversity, we can draw inspiration from the teachings in the Bhagavad Gita. The divine dialogue teaches us that faith is not blind. Instead, it is a secure trust that the universe is inherently good and just. It's about cultivating a belief that every challenge is a stepping stone to higher consciousness and ultimate liberation. Let's take the example of Thomas Edison, a visionary in his time. He faced numerous failures while inventing the light bulb. His incandescent faith in his vision illuminated his path forward, transforming countless setbacks into stepping stones. Edison once said he had not failed, but instead he had discovered thousands of ways that did not work. His faith in himself and his pursuit of innovation eventually gifted the world with light. Similarly, in our own lives, we must embrace faith as an active living principle that encourages us to move forward, even when the future feels uncertain. Faith reminds us to act with courage, integrity, and compassion, reinforcing the power of intention and action discussed earlier. It encourages us to embrace our challenges with the knowledge that we are supported by the universe, and through our dedication, we will find liberation. Faith does not demand the absence of fear, but insists that we do not surrender to it. Instead, we turn our gaze inward, relying on the divine wisdom within us. This inward turn fosters a deep sense of trust, allowing our faith to evolve from a fragile hope into a robust force guiding our actions toward liberation. Furthermore, history offers numerous examples of individuals who transcended their circumstances through faith. Consider Helen Keller, who, despite being blind and deaf, etched her name in history as an extraordinary figure of resilience and inspiration. Her faith and determination enabled her to communicate and connect with the world, ultimately emerging as a beacon of hope and possibility. Through these examples, we observe faith's transformative power. It shields us in seeming darkness, nurtures our dreams, and is the catalyst for turning inward to find strength and liberation. Faith is the bridge between mere existence and enlightened being, guiding us closer to our true essence and our rightful place in the tapestry of the universe. On our journey, let us cultivate this transformative power of faith within ourselves. In doing so, we not only elevate our own lives, but become beams of light for others who may struggle in their own spiritual pursuits. By channeling faith, we honor the eternal truth that each of us is a part of the divine, a vessel destined for ultimate liberation through loving surrender. Thus, as we near the end of our exploration through surrender to supreme freedom, hold fast to faith. It is your unfailing guide and transformative ally on the path to self-discovery and spiritual fulfillment. Chapter 12, Ultimate Liberation, the Joy of Surrender. As we reach the culmination of our journey through these teachings, it becomes imperative to reflect deeply on the most profound lesson of the Bhagavad Gita, the joy and ultimate liberation found in surrendering to the divine. This chapter brings together all the insights we've explored, providing a comprehensive understanding of how true freedom is achieved through conscious surrender. Imagine for a moment you are a passenger on a long road trip, initially anxious about the directions and speed. Anxiety grips you until you remember that you're not the one driving. When you finally trust the driver, a sense of peace envelops you, and you begin to enjoy the ride, noticing the beauty around. This simple analogy reflects the joy found in surrender, transferring the burden of control and finding liberation in faith. Surrender, in this context, is not about giving up, but about releasing the false notion that we must manage every aspect of our lives alone. It's about partnering with the divine flow of the universe. This partnership is built on trust. Trust that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, knows what is best for our growth and happiness. An essential step in embracing this joyous liberation is to practice trust in everyday life. Begin with simple actions, trusting the natural course of a budding relationship or having faith in the unfolding of your professional journey. Small acts of surrender compile into an expansive liberation. Let's consider a real-world example of an artist. When painting, an artist must let go of the fear of judgment, allowing creativity to flow through them. It is in this moment of letting go or surrender that true creation happens. Life, much like art, becomes a masterpiece when we allow ourselves to be guided by something greater than ourselves. Harmony with this divine guide doesn't imply a lack of action, far from it. What it means is inspired action, a sort that doesn't originate from a place of fear or desperation, but from a wellspring of peace and purpose. As addressed earlier, intentions and actions aligned with a higher power infuse lives with a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. To experience the joy of surrender, it's crucial to cultivate gratitude and acceptance. Daily, reflect upon what you're grateful for and accept where you are, instead of resisting it. This acceptance is the heart of surrender. Acknowledge that what you resist persists, but what you embrace liberates. Consider the ripples on a pond. No matter how much we want the ripples to disappear quickly, nature will let them settle on their own time. However, in accepting the process, the pond effortlessly returns to tranquility. So too do our lives find peace when we accept the natural flow of events, letting go of the need to control outcomes. In summary, the joy of surrender is empowering. It is the release of shackles we didn't know we wore and the embrace of a limitless potential. By trusting in the divine, whether understood as a universal force or a personal deity, we open ourselves to transformative experiences steeped in love, peace, and profound joy. Liberation through surrender is not just about freeing oneself from external pressures, but liberating the spirit to experience the divine tapestry of life without the confines of fear. May your journey towards this majestic freedom be a fulfilled one. As you surrender, may you soar, discovering boundless bliss in every moment, knowing you are intricately woven into a grand design that carries you toward your highest good. This is the true freedom the Bhagavad Gita gently invites you to embrace. Surrender, trust, and find joy.